Hello and welcome to this appendix on getting your machine set up to program in Java. So first of all, let's navigate over to java.sun.com and we're going to download the Java Developers Kit. So look under Downloads and choose Java SE. This is the Java Standard Edition. We don't need to use Enterprise Edition, Micro Edition. FX is for making user interfaces. We're not going to use NetBeans, so let's go and look at Java SE. And even with the Standard Edition, there are a number of options that you can download. So scroll down, and what we want to download and install today is the Java Standard Edition Development Kit, the JDK, and the current version is the JDK 6 Update 16. You want to just get the most recent one. It doesn't matter if it's the Update 16 or JDK 6. It will be backwardly compatible. So let's go ahead and download that and also show you something really neat here. You can program in Java following along this course using different platforms. So if you are using a Macintosh, you don't even have to download the JDK. It's already installed on your Macintosh. If you're running a Linux system, you can choose the appropriate one here, or a Windows system. I'm still using, as of today, Windows XP. So I'm going to download the Windows one, and we must agree to the license agreement, which I've read many times, and I'm sure that you will go and read that. This download is about 73 megabytes, and it's an executable. So save this to someplace where you can find it. Probably the desktop would work well. My desktop is pretty messy, but at least you have a chance of finding it. And that 70 megabytes will take you a little while, but this is an executable file that you're downloading, and when you execute it from your desktop or wherever you saved it to, choose the default options. Don't do anything heroic. Allow it to do what it wants to. Click Next until it's done. If you decide you want to install it on a flash drive and then run it off of a network, you're already in trouble. So don't do anything like that. Just allow it to do what it wants to do, and it will install a Java Developers Kit for you. So the next thing we need to do is go and find Eclipse. We're going to use Eclipse as our integrated development environment, our IDE for this course. So go over to eclipse.org. This is quite different from eclipse.com. So eclipse.org looks like this, and there are a ton of things you can do with Eclipse, but you can look around in here as you want to. We're going to just get started right away. So say Get Started, look for Eclipse Downloads, and there are several selections here as well. So the one that we're going to use is Eclipse IDE for Java Developers, and this is a 92 megabyte download. And you can also choose which platform you want for this. So if you're using a Macintosh, you will choose the Mac one that's appropriate for you, or a Linux machine, or for me, and probably most of you, I'm using Windows, so I'm going to download from here. When you get to the download screen, they will pick one of the download mirror sites where you can download Eclipse. It probably won't be the same one that you're seeing here, but I just choose the one that it picks for me, and it will start the download. Now, you might notice that when you download Eclipse, you don't get an executable file, you get a zip file. Eclipse doesn't have a normal installation process. You just unzip it. So save that zip file someplace, maybe on your desktop, and then unzip the file. By default, it will create an Eclipse file on your C drive. An Eclipse folder on your C drive. So here's my C drive and the Eclipse folder that it created when I unzipped it, and it creates all of these files, so there is no install. To run Eclipse, all you have to do is to run this executable. This executable, eclipse.exe. So you don't want to have to find this exe file every time, so just right-click on it and say Create Shortcut, and drop that shortcut on your desktop or your Start menu or both, any place that you want to be able to find Eclipse. So I put mine on my Start menu here, and you can change the name. You don't have to call it Shortcut to Eclipse. You can just call it Eclipse, and that will run Eclipse. So there's no install. You just unzip it and it's there, and then make your shortcuts to wherever is convenient for you. So now let's run Eclipse for the first time. It will say that you need to specify a workspace. Okay, Ken, I'm going to start that one again. When you run Eclipse the first time, it will ask you to specify a workspace, and you can make a folder that's easy for you to find on your C drive or on your desktop or wherever you want it, but the workspace for Eclipse is nothing more than a folder. You should be working in a workspace that you can find. So you can specify one that you know where it is, or it's easy for you to go and look in. If the one that they suggest is looking a little bit cryptic to you. So here's what I want us to do, just to make sure that everything is working. Let's make Hello World in Java. So I'm going to say File, New Project. I shouldn't have done that. I should have said I'm going to say File, New Java Project. And you can call your project whatever you want and say Finish. And now we have a project over here. Eclipse, if you right-click on things in Eclipse, you get context menus that are very helpful. So in this source directory, I'm going to say New Class. And now I'm going to make the name of this class start with a capital letter, and call it whatever you want with no spaces in it. I'm also going to check on this box, public static void main, so it will do some of the typing for us. It will make the main method, which is the entry point into the Java program. So here's a Java program. There are some comments that Eclipse puts in there that I'll just throw away. And this is a working Java program, but it doesn't do anything. So we're going to add one line of code. System.out.println print line, and put hello world inside of double quotes and a semicolon. So as we were typing that, you might have noticed that there were some red squigglies appearing under the code as we typed. These are compile errors. So Eclipse will compile your Java code for you as you go along. Some people find that annoying. As the compile errors go away, the red squigglies go away. You also see these marks out here. If you have a compile error in a large file, you can jump to that error by clicking on these red marks. So when you have no more red marks, you can run this program using the green arrow at the top. And this is a simple Java console application, and here's the console down here, and it will spit out whatever is in the system out print line. So what we've achieved up till now is we have a Java Developers Kit installed from Sun. This is the Java compiler and the Java runtime environment. And then we installed, or we actually downloaded and unzipped the Eclipse development environment, which is what we're going to use for this course. And you can choose with your platform and use a Macintosh or a Linux box, and once you get things set up, everything will look pretty much the same. Java is a platform-independent language, and this is one of the few programming classes that you can follow along the same materials using your Macintosh or your Linux box. Okay, that's the end of this appendix. If you didn't get this working, go back to the beginning and try it again. Maybe your downloads failed for some reason or other. But have another crack at it, and then call for help. I'll see you in the next lesson.